In the beginning of 1994, in the midst of the Afghan Civil Wars, a group entered Kandahar province in southern Afghanistan. Islamic slogans were chanted and the followers were promised paradise. At the beginning, the Afghan people were optimistic about this group and thought that this group could be a salve for the country's civil wars. Taliban quickly gained followers in Afghanistan and Pakistan. They occupied the regions of Afghanistan one after another. The advances reached Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan, and upon arrival, they killed Abdul Ali Majari, the leader of the Islamic Unity Party of Afghanistan, and Muhammad Najibullah Ahmadjai, the then president of Afghanistan, and his brother Shahpur, and displayed their bodies at the Ariana intersection near the Afghan presidential palace. The Taliban was able to dominate a large part of Afghanistan during the years 1994 to 2001. They chose the name Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan for their government. Meanwhile, only three countries, Pakistan, United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, recognized them. Mullah Muhammad Omar, the leader of this group, was introduced as Amir al-Mu'minin, and the name of the Afghan government was changed from the Islamic Republic to Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. Strange laws were ruled in Afghanistan. Flying kites and keeping birds as pets were banned, women were not allowed to go outside alone, and cricket was the only sport allowed in Afghanistan. In the middle of 2001, Osama bin Laden, the son of a Saudi billionaire, entered Jalalabad, Afghanistan, with his private plane. Taliban officials gave him a warm welcome. The US government blamed Al-Qaeda led by Osama bin Laden for the attacks on the Twin Towers and the USS Cole. The Americans asked the Taliban to hand over Osama to Washington, but the Taliban said it would not do so at all. According to the American media, 17 American sailors were killed and 39 were injured during the attack on the destroyer USS Cole of the United States Navy. In a report published by Reuters in 2019, the number of injured in 11th September attacks was also announced at around 25,000 people. The order to attack Afghanistan was placed on the agenda of America. After some conflict and with the cooperation of the opposition groups of the Taliban as well as the previous members of the previous government, the Taliban was defeated and Hamid Karzai was elected as the Prime Minister of Afghanistan. Although this group was weakened to some extent, it did not disappear and fled to Pakistan and renewed its strength. The Afghan government has always accused neighboring Pakistan of supporting and equipping the Taliban. After 5 years, the Taliban announced its existence again, resumed its activities in the southern parts of Afghanistan, such as Kabul and Kandahar provinces, and moved towards the capital after 2 years. Armed struggles and explosions began. Arms and ammunition factories were built and, according to some, the inability to rebuild the country and government corruption re-incentivized recruitment into these forces. After 18 years of war and 18 months of negotiations, US and Taliban representatives signed an agreement to end the war in Qatar. The Americans, who have had a military presence in Afghanistan for 20 years, say that now it is the people of Afghanistan who have to decide for their country. According to the new findings of a research work, the American presence in Afghanistan for more than 2 decades has resulted in an amount of $2.3 trillion. With the withdrawal of American military forces, some believe that the secret agreement between the US and the Taliban in Doha has marked the current crisis and developments in Afghanistan. The issue of Afghanistan is complex due to the presence of numerous domestic and foreign actors, and it is difficult to analyze and predict its future developments. After the escape of Ashraf Ghani, former president of Afghanistan, on 15 August 2021, democracy ended in Afghanistan, and after his escape, Afghan government collapsed and the Taliban reoccupied Afghanistan. It has been 20 months since the Taliban came to power, but till date no country has recognized them, and the people of Afghanistan are facing a lot of crisis under their government.